Okay, tape 2. It's now, it's not that much later, it's only like, it's like 4:50. After watching my previous tape, I realized the reason I liked that strum pattern so much is the same strum pattern as Goodbye Moonmen from Rick and Morty that I was talking about in the fucking last video. Or at least the way I was playing the first two notes once it got into the way I was playing the first two notes once it got into the that sounds like it. And then after that it was fine. But so I do like the intro being or for the hook, but once it gets into the other strumming pattern, I have to come up with something completely new. So I still got it open here in my right book. I need to scratch this out. Now those first three notes, the hook, that sounds good to me, right? You guys know by now. I've played it and talked about it since the video fucking started. So I guess here we go, trying to figure out what's after. So on that last note, it leads off. So where can I go after that? Ooh, hold on. Yeah, that's a little bit of a variation. It's weird to me how little variations like that in like strumming patterns can really make such a difference for a song. Like I said, I have no formal music training besides like elementary school music classes, where they tell you pick an instrument and you play. Like, so I've got no training beyond that, and I don't even remember any of that shit anyway. So, I guess I should keep going from where I left off. So it would be. Okay, so it does sound good. That's. So it's down, down, down. It's down, 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 up, and then it goes up. Down, up, down, up. Okay. So where can I go from here? I've got a hook, and I guess we can count that fourth as kind of a transition into the intro. So what should the intro be, though? Because let's just play it. Maybe sometimes I'll just play and then it'll just come out of nowhere and it'll sound nice. So let's hope this is one of those times. So So that can be a good intro, but I want to change around the arrangement of those four chords. For the most part, for this song, I want to try to stick to those 4 chords. I do have a 5th one that I might try and work in, but I might add 1 or 2. Who knows? But I want to try to stick mainly to these 4 that I've got here, because I feel like if I try and branch out and add all these extra stuff, it'll just ruin the kind of like tone, or not really tone. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like branching away from those 4 chords is a bad idea for some reason. So I'm gonna flip the page because now I want to go into the intro here. Just move stuff around. So after the intro, I should switch around the arrangement of those 4 chords, but I don't know how I could and still have it work. Let's just, once again, I'll play through the hook and see what happens. So the hook was... did like that. How did that go? That was, I played this, and then I played this, and then I went into this, and that's, oh no, because those 3 chords sound a lot like Tito's Gray, Sad Boy, Sad Girl. It's another song I know. But then again, I think that's my biggest fear, is that I'm going to write something and it'll sound too much like something else. But at the same time, I feel like if I worry too much about something like that, then I'm not going to come up with anything, because like a lot of people have probably used that same strumming pattern, or that same chord progression, or like that. So I want to try to steer clear of it, but at the same time I don't want to entirely, because that's almost impossible. So let's see what we got. We can go, let's just play from the beginning, and I'll try to simulate that, or redo, not simulate, that last bit I had, because that sounded really good for the intro, despite the fact that it had that same kind of, that sounded really well. So it was... That wasn't it. It was... Yeah, I liked that. I liked that. So the pattern for that would be... That was that one. So that's on the first 4 chords. Okay. Those are those chords I was just playing. So, yeah. I doubt you guys really care. I don't know, maybe you do. And I don't even know why I'm saying you guys. No, like, I don't even have a following. I just made this today and, promoted it on my personal Instagram, which all my friends follow. I made a new Instagram account for this shit. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Should probably shut my door. I'll be right back. I'm gonna shut my door. My leg fell asleep on me. Yes, I'm sitting on my bed. This is no formal setup. Like I said, I share a room with my father at the moment. It's the best I can do. Best I can do. Alright, think. Okay. So the strum pattern should continue. Now the question is, should I speed it up at all? Let's see how it would sound if I sped it up. I fucked it up. So speeding it up might sound good. Let's play it sped up with the hook and see how it sounds, because I love how I keep saying let's. This is, if you can't tell, this is really weird for me. It's like I said, when I record, I feel like I'm talking to other people even though it's no one here. So I keep saying let's, and then realizing I'm in the room alone, basically talking to my phone, because I don't have a real fucking camera. Love my life. Love it. Gotta love it. Alright. So, with the hook, it'll sound like this, I guess. So it's... like that, so I can speed up that part a little bit. But at the same time, it starts out so mellow and slow that I'm wondering if speeding it up. Plus, it'll make it, I feel like the more mellow the song is, the easier I'll have of a time writing it, because my singing voice and style of how I sing it, it sounds best when it's slow and calm, and so maybe I should keep it slow, because if I keep it slow, then it's... I'm going to keep it slow. But then from there, where should I go? I feel like if I play that a couple times, I can play that like 2, maybe 3 times before it gets old. But at the same time, I don't know where I'd want the lyrics to come in, and that's the issue with songwriting for me. I feel like if I write them separately, they don't come together quite right. But I can't, at the same time, I can't sit there and come up with the lyrics at the top of my head as I'm writing. The chords and stuff are coming up with the chords. It's very difficult for my brain to kind of multitask those two things. So I don't know. Like I always figured that the smartest way for me to go about writing music, if I wanted to write music, was to make it a team, where I've got one other dude who's, writing the lyrics while I'm sitting there writing the chords. But then I'd feel bad because if I ever got like actually popular for my music, I'd feel like basically that dude would get no credit. But he would honestly at that point deserve all the credit because I'm basically just playing songs that other people write. And I don't know. I feel like that would cause a lot of problems, like a lot of problems. Um, fuck, I don't know. I'm rambling again. This video is, or this tape is definitely gonna be a lot longer than the first one. Probably the only reason I stopped the other one so early is because I thought I had something good, and it turns out I didn't. So I don't know. I don't know how long these tapes are gonna average, or how often I'm even gonna put them out. Is I've got my crappy part-time job on top of this, and obviously can't record when I'm sharing a room sometimes because I'm not always here alone by myself. Okay, so keep strumming pattern. Pattern from hook end. At same pace. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Like I said, I can maybe get away with that playing 2 or 3 times before it starts to get repetitious. But at that point, honestly, I shouldn't call this an intro. I should just call it the first verse and start getting lyrics in. So we'll call this verse instead of intro. This will be a good verse, because if I can get the lyrics in, then the repetition of the chords might not be as bad. Because with a lot of these songs that I've learned, off, like I said, YouTube, tutorial video, play along bullshits, is that the chords repeat on ukulele songs, like a lot. But nobody ever really notices, or if they do, it doesn't matter, because the song still turns out fine. So, I don't know. If you're ever wondering what these moments of silence are, or ever, I don't know if you guys are wondering. Oh, you guys, god damn it. If anyone is watching and they're curious why I get really quiet sometimes, it's me and my really deep thought. like I said, I think best when I'm sitting here and like explaining it sort of to myself out loud. But then there are those times where I'll get like really, really deep in thought and I'll kind of just shut up for a minute. And I'm sorry if those ever go on for really, really long periods of time. I don't want to sit here and stop the video just because I'm deep in thought. Like, because sometimes I don't even really notice. Like, I don't even notice at all. And at the same time, I don't know. I just don't want to sit here and stop the video for those and have to edit and all that stuff. Like, I want this to be as genuine to as what's really going on at all, because I don't know. I feel like that's the best way to go about it. I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Alright, how do I do this? 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 Okay, so I guess I've got a verse. I can play that a few times for a verse, but now I really need to think of a chorus. So what if I do the chorus like this, like... No, that's a lot like Moonman. So I guess that could be good for a chorus. So I'll sketch out these notes that I'm using real quick, just so I don't forget them. Because that's my other issue, is I'll sit there and I'll be thinking of something, and then the next day I'll have completely fucking forgotten it and not even remember that it ever happened, actually. So, fun times, right? Yeah, that's the next one, so it's those three. See, that's the other reason I think these videos are going to help me out a lot, because my memory is just so shoddy at times, and I want to stop kind of forgetting things that I come up with, because sometimes I'll come up with something really good and the next day I'll forget that I ever even came up with it until a couple days later when I rediscover it again, and then I'll be like, oh, that's right, I've played that before. And it's not exactly the most efficient way to write, so... I feel like now that I've kind of got these three sections set up, I want to play them all at the same time, because, apart they sound, at least to my ears, they sound really good apart, but put together, or at least the chorus and the verse sound really good apart. But if I play them, one after another, then it doesn't always sound right, like, or the best, or I don't know. You probably know what I mean. Once again, remembered I am basically talking to myself. Alright. What was I gonna do? I was gonna play them together, right? after playing the verse or trying to get the verse, I think the best amount of times to play it is 2. Because after that, like the third time I played it, it just felt repetitive, you know? Um, Trying to, like I said, I'm going about this like as I'm playing. I'm kind of learning and writing this all at the same time. And you guys, it's again, talking to myself. Why do I keep saying you guys? And I completely lost my train of thought because of that. What was I talking about? So I decided to play the verse, or that section of the verse at least, because I'm thinking this chorus shouldn't be a chorus. It should be a part of the verse instead at this rate. But after the third time, it felt really, really repetitious. It felt like I was playing the same thing too many times. But once again, this is one of those things where I once I have this like written out, it I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing at this point. Like I'm not upset about this or anything. Like I just like I'm just trying to learn, you know. This is basically me just recording my learning process, basically, or not my learning process, but me going through learning how to do this or whatever. All right, so starting back from the very beginning with the intro, it was yeah, I like that. So instead of this being a chorus, we'll do it verse part 2, right? This is the second half of the first verse, I guess, or what could turn out being every verse, for all I know. But if I play that twice with the keeping the strumming pattern, like that could sound good. Okay. So okay. So we literally just hit the 30-minute mark into this. I like how that sounds sitting here listening to myself play it, but I want to watch this tape over now so I kind of get a feel for how it sounds when I'm not the one playing it. So I guess I'll end the tape here. Um, yeah.